Bine v-am regăsit! La mulți ani România, la mulți ani români! De-a lungul timpului, în cadrul emisiunii noastre, am întâlnit români care fac cinste țării noastre oriunde s-ar afla în lume. Însă, există și persoane care, deși nu s-au născut în țara noastră, au descoperit aici ortodoxia, iar traiectoria li s-a schimbat. Ortodoxia este cel mai mare dar al poporului român, ne spune actorul Jonathan Jackson. Am stat de vorbă cu el vara aceasta, dar și cu soția lui și cu cei 3 copii, despre un subiect tare drag lor, România.
În fiecare duminică, Jonathan, Elisa, Caleb, Adora și Titus merg la Sfânta Liturghie la un locaș de cult românesc din Dublin. El, celebru actor la Hollywood, dar și solist al formației E-Nation. Ea, actriță, de-abia așteaptă ziua de duminică, atunci când pot da slavă lui Dumnezeu pentru darurile din viețile lor. La centrul misionar Sfântul Ioan Botezătorul din Dublin, Sfânta Liturghie este oficiată în limba engleză, dar și în limba română. Pentru Titus, mezinul familiei, în vârstă de 11 ani, duminica este zi de mare sărbătoare, chiar dacă nu înțelege limba română.
I've been to Romania.
No. I know. Exactly. Yeah. But you know what? This room is very close to being in Romania. I mean, look around you.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was really fun that we got to find an Orthodox church here in Ireland, and I like the Romanians a lot, and I really like the church.
Yeah.
And
You serve in the altar too, don't you?
yeah, most of the time I serve in the altar.
Yeah.
People talk to you in Romanian because they think you're Romanian, huh?
I'm half Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. What about, during the liturgy, obviously, most of it's in Romanian, some of it's in English, but how do you feel about that for you?
Well, when I hear it in Romanian, obviously I don't understand it, but when I don't understand it, I feel like I'm also understanding it at the same time. Like, I feel like the Holy Spirit is helping me understand it when I actually don't understand it.
Yeah. So you don't understand the words exactly, but somehow you still understand the feeling and the meaning from the chanting and the music and the icons. That's nice.
Once in a while there are a few melodies that I can sing English with her.
You recognize? Yeah.
Cu cei 5 am stat de vorbă într-o cameră tradițională românească. Când Jonathan și Elisa au venit în România în anul 2006, Titus nu era născut. Adora avea doar 1 an și jumătate, iar Caleb 3 ani.
The castle in Transylvania, I remember going there with the kids. That was very cool. But I can't ask you, Adora, your memories because you probably don't remember anything, do you? No.
And we can't ask you because he wasn't born yet.
Yeah.
Dacă Adora nu-și amintește nimic din cele 3 luni și jumătate pe care le-a petrecut în România, Caleb își amintește de o lovitură.
You were 3 and a half when we were in Romania. Do you remember anything?
Like, I feel like I do, really brief things, but I don't know
What
if I
memory
could
is flashing your brain?
talk about anything specific. I think I just remember a feeling more, I guess.
Yeah.
Just being there.
Do you remember when you bumped your head?
You mean
We had to take you to the emergency?
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember that, but I remember you guys talking about it.
Caleb was 3 and a half and he jumped off the bathroom sink counter, slipped and hit his head on a metal door. And I mean, it swelled up like an egg.
It was his first day of work.
And I was out working, and so she was, first time in Bucharest completely by herself.
So
and Dora was 1 and a half.
Yeah.
And she got so scared because she heard screaming. She ran out the hotel room down the hallway.
Little one. I had to run after her, bring her back in the hotel. He was on the couch and blood coming down.
And I'm working the first day. She calls me and, she's like, Jonathan, Caleb's head is bleeding. I don't know what to do. And so the director and the film crew were very kind and they tried to help us, okay, here's the doctor and this is where you need to go.
Jonathan avea un rol într-un film intitulat The Seeker, ceea ce înseamnă căutătorul. Deși nu a mai apărut în film, Jonathan ne mărturisește că a găsit în România ce căuta de mult timp, pacea și liniștea din ortodoxie.
They had me on the poster and everything, but the studio cut my entire role out of the film.
It was based off of a
So
book. His role was very important too.
It was one of those strange things. So even when it was released in theaters, the poster was there and I was on the poster, but I wasn't in the movie. So it was kind of funny.
Isn't there a director's
But,
cut with the full
there is one in
entirety?
Europe.
Yeah.
So anyway, I like to think I was there for other reasons, and mainly I think it was, being exposed to Orthodox Christianity, because we'd never heard of it really. We had no concept of the Orthodox Church. In the West, in America, it's all the Roman Catholic Church or Protestant churches. So even when we were in Romania, we didn't understand what this was. We walked in, the first day we were there, we walked in to a very tiny little church and it was just covered with icons, and that was so foreign.
După o scurtă vacanță în Italia, la Roma, de câteva zile, au revenit în România, chiar în Sâmbăta Mare.
We got back to Romania after this incredible week in Rome, and I was talking to Elisa and saying, I have to read Christian history. Like, this is just, there's so much we don't know. And we were in our hotel room and we looked out the window and there was a few hundred people in the streets with candles. And
Procession.
yeah, it was the procession for Pascha. I remember looking out the window and seeing this and being very moved. But I also said, what are they doing? What's going on? Like, what is this?
It's amazing to be a Christian and just not know what's happening, and then for people to say, Christ is risen. It was the first time I heard that. It was in Romania, Christus a înviat, and I said, this is so beautiful. I said, how come we as Christians in America, we don't say this to each other, So that had a big impact on me personally. I thought that was really, really beautiful. People were greeting each other this way, and we were in the hotel and we ordered some coffee, and the lady came up to give us coffee, and Jonathan with his beard and his long hair, Christus a înviat.
We're very excited to join in. When we learned this, and so when people would answer the door, I'd be like, Christus a înviat. And the reaction, Tracy was like, I thought, did I say it wrong? What did I do? We learned a lot about Romania, about communism in Romania. And being there for 3.5 months was a long enough time to feel some of that history.
Cei doi ne vorbesc și despre sfinții închisorilor.
We weren't exposed to any of the saints, I mean, more recently, I saw a documentary a couple years ago on Father George Calciu, which was just incredible. And now I've met some people that, knew him. His story is just, it's beyond words, really. And then Father Arsenie Boca as well. I've been reading about him and experienced something very powerful with him recently. So there's still so much for us to learn about the Romanian saints. And I know we've been talking about wanting to go back to Romania for years. Ever since we journeyed into the Orthodox Church, we looked back and we thought, we were in Romania. We didn't see any of the monasteries. We didn't know where we were. We didn't know what was there.
Odată ce au descoperit Ortodoxia în România, viața li s-a schimbat. În Irlanda s-au mutat ca să fie mai aproape de valorile creștine, iar românii de aici i-au primit cu inima deschisă.
We're being taken care of by the Romanian Orthodox Church, and everybody treats us like family. Truly, they're taking such good care of us, because the transition from America to Ireland, with COVID just beginning and the pandemic just beginning, it wasn't easy at all, but it feels like family here, even though it's in a different language, the Divine Liturgy, it's still, we know the Divine Liturgy, and we're treated like family. So.
I was just walking down the hall in the church and somebody said to me, how are you doing? How's your family? And I said, yeah, we're doing well, and moving to Ireland. And he said, no matter where you are in the world, if you have an Orthodox church, then you're okay. And it's very true. And I've also said to some of the people here, that we've not only moved to Ireland, but in some sense we've moved to Romania, because this is our community, this is our, and then look at this room, we're very much, this is a piece of Romania.
În camera în care ne aflăm, găsim un colț de Românie autentic.
How do you find this room?
Beautiful. It's aesthetically, absolutely beautiful. I think that architecture and home should have a quality about it and a coziness about it. It doesn't have to be extravagant, but it doesn't have to be just functional and cold. So, there's so much texture and color and warmth, and it's beautiful. I mean, this inspires you. You want to be in a place where, you feel there's beauty around you, and that's what this room is.
It's healing to the soul, really, because, in our times, everything has been put into function, and technology, and everything in this room feels, it's hearkening back to a time of history, of culture, of traditions, a lot of things that, society is abandoning.
Mm-hmm.
We have a real desire and passion for people to hold on to their culture, looking towards American pop culture. And so we're coming from America, from that industry, going, it's really not all it's cracked up to be. Like, you have jewels, and you have this goodness and beauty that this room reminds me of.
And it represents family, it represents marriage, it represents, eating and feasting and hospitality,
Mm-hmm.
and all the things that nurture our souls and give us a good life.
And all the things that matters.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Ortodoxia este cel mai mare dar al românilor, ne spune familia Jackson, și ar vrea să dea și un sfat celor care vor să plece din țară.
Not to forget and not to let go of the beauty of your culture and faith and traditions, because these are the things that stand the test of time. As human beings, we can run after, material things all day long. It's going to leave our soul empty. But if we have the things that endure, so I would just say, as someone coming from America, don't let go of what's beautiful in your culture and in your history, because the world needs that kind of beauty right now more than ever.